Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afkher, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So happy to have you with us, whether on the live call or the replay. And also really excited that Deidre is back on the show. She joined us in the past several times. So I think the last time it was a couple of years ago. And as I say, like every time, like we have really profound and powerful experience with her, whether related to the subjects we talk about, the guidance and the insights that she shares, and also how she interacts with the audience and the support that she brings. It's been always really, really powerful. We received really great feedback and always happy to have her with us here on the show. So really excited that she is back. And for those of you who are new to her, she is international celebrity expert on intuition, certified medical intuitive, best-selling author and publisher, and also professional artist, speaker, and coach. And the subject today is activating your higher chakra power for divine guidance. So she will be sharing about the chakras, but not only the main seven that we know, but also the transpersonal chakras, and how they can really help us to connect with the higher consciousness, to have galactic connections, celestial connections, and how they are related to our divine blueprint. So it will be very, very exciting, very powerful call. And also, as always, we will have a Q&A in the second part of the call where you can ask Anne your questions. So if you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand by pressing react or reaction, then raise hand. And if you are on the phone, you can press *9. And also you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And yeah, so with that, Anne, welcome back to the show. Happy to have you with us.
Oh, so great to be here. Thank you, Monsef. Hi, everyone.
Wonderful. Yeah, so in the beginning, I would love if you can give us a brief introduction about yourself and also if there are any updates about your work.
Yes, it's so great to be back on, Monsef. Thank you. I know we've been talking about trailblazing energy for a long time now. And for me, I feel like the first few decades of my life, I felt, sort of like a regular person and certain path that I thought I knew I was going to be on until I had a dark night of the soul. And that really took me out completely. I couldn't function actually for a while. I didn't know what it was. I prayed, but I had never meditated. So after about a year, I was able to go to a health food store and I found an article in a magazine, Sacred Pathways, and it was on Kriya Yoga. So it said receiving the divine right there in the magazine. I just knew intuitively, whether I knew I was intuitive or not, like that's for me. So I read the article and I saw a photo of Yogananda, Avatar Saint. And then I saw a photo alongside with Norman Paulson, and I could see that Yogananda was no longer living, but Norman was. And he had a book called Sacred Science, which was transformation, meditation, illumination. And I knew intuitively to, just had a gut feeling. You all have these. I said, I've got to get that book and tape. So I ordered it from California. I'm in New Hampshire here, and it came through the mail. And there I was in my living room doing this Kriya Yoga. I didn't need to know the chakras, the book said, which I thought was great, very 101. And I could count to 6 and then at the top of my head say, I am that I am. I did this very consistently for a few weeks to start. And then I was in my kitchen one day and I saw in my head, which was my third eye, I didn't even know that, and I saw a book. And then I heard in this voice that was very clear, and it said, you will write a book. So seeing this vision, and then I had an instant knowing about what the book was about, how to write it. I walked into my living room and I began to write the book in my notebook. I was able to publish it with Norman Paulson because I called him and let him know that he had helped me. And he said, well, I'm going to fly you out to California and publish this book. Not many people will publish a book about Christ consciousness. And I knew the miracles were underway. So along with that, a year later, I was meditating still with the Kriya Yoga, and Norman and Yogananda had both talked about this baptism of fire, this white light going through you in space. So that happened to me February 3rd of 2005, where a vortex of light came through me, my soul was in space, and I heard, "You have received the Christ consciousness, this new consciousness." And I had an instant feeling of the most well-being feeling I'd ever had in my life. And from there, things have had twists and turns and highs and lows, but I would say the consciousness was born. And as long as I was able to follow what I was receiving, which was divine guidance, I was able to incrementally improve my life. And then I began to help other people with opening up their divine gifts too. And so it really was profound. And to this day, now 2025, and still going along with the divine guidance and what's next, it's just, been just a joy, really, to say the least. So thank you for letting me share that. I didn't say that out loud for a long time, especially going into space part. But we all know.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, because many times when we start a journey in the beginning, we don't have much clarity about what we will experience. But once we walk that path, like we can be surprised by a lot of experiences that we didn't expect.
Right.
Yeah, and we can grow in ways that we didn't think about. So, yeah, thank you for sharing your story. And so today is about subject about the higher chakras. So I would love if you can give us an introduction about those.
Yeah. So after that happened, and then I was guided to take an angel program. So that was a professional level. I was able to do angel readings, but I'd also written this book, like I said, and published it. And when I wrote a book, a lot of people were telling me, these experts said, if you write a book, you can coach people. I had no inclination to really coach people, didn't know what I would say, what I would do, but I will say in 2010, I had the coaching program on my website because, like I said, experts said I should put it on there, and people started to order coaching programs with me. I said to God and Company, which is what I call them, hey, we need a coaching program here. Then I heard work with the chakras. I went to Barnes & Noble. I'm like, let me look into this chakra thing. And I could see the main 7. I remember starting that Monday with my first client for 4 weeks. I was able to say a prayer and begin with the angel reading, intuitive help. And then the chakra information started coming to me directly. People's energy was reading with subconscious beliefs, conditional information they'd picked up. I learned that it was from prior lifetimes, from their current existence, including childhood. And so really, week after week, year after year, people would find me, whether I was advertising it or not. I didn't even know what to call it. But those 7 main centers, I would work through root to crown, and sometimes over and over again with the same client up to 4 years. This was early days. Things are happening much quicker, and things are lifting much easier and activating without all that heavy lifting. But the work is still so important. Along with those 7 main centers, I was introduced to the higher chakras, the ones above the head, and the Earth Star chakra. So I began to work with those with people, and that's really activating their divine blueprint. So he said it's spirit taught and very spirit guided, and this work is just phenomenal to help people find my thing is like helping people find their inner gifts and abilities that they're here to share with the world. That's really something that I'm guided to help people with. The dormant gifts, they're in there, they're not, their life purpose. I know that can create a lot of angst and concern if you feel like you're not like living your purpose, especially people that I tend to connect with, light workers, way showers, and such, star seeds. We have all kinds of great names now, unlike when I started. But yeah, the chakra work, the energy work continues to be important.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And the question is how, like in the physical reality, how this activation or connection to our purpose as we go through the energy centers and balance them, like the chakras, how that will be reflected in the physical reality, in the way we will express our gifts and live and create our life.
Well, yeah, I mean, that soul star chakra, the higher chakra above the head, that contains our soul's plan, our blueprint of all the prior gifts and abilities. We have the causal chakra above the head, slightly above the crown, a little bit to the back. That has the openings to the angelic realm with our spirit guides. So we can really manifest in feeling and sensing and hearing our opening up all our clairs and opening up to our divine team, as well as the seven main centers. When we're working on the with the current known chakra system of the seven, it's really a matter of separation if you haven't done some energy work, because all those centers are just screaming out, I'm separate and dense, and all the anger, fear and sadness and all the things we go through and haven't really processed are really hanging out in there. But I found from working with people, once we started to dissolve and collapse those energies, the gifts and talents they were here to share were just very obvious, and they would know. And then I could help them implement them into the world and be able to work in divine service, is one way of putting it. And whether officially or unofficially start a business with it. I get book titles for people, just so I can, these things are all in your energy. And it's about really getting the energy of that rather than running on Groundhog Day, the density. I think we all know what that feels like. So these new pathways, higher timelines is what they're saying now. It can help manifest a higher timeline and potentials that you might not have otherwise.
Yeah, and as you were sharing this, I remember that you just shared earlier about how like things change, how people are becoming more and more open to energy work and energy healing. And also, I feel now like more people are open to connect to higher dimensions, higher consciousness, and especially like channeling. So we see more and more who are open to channel, maybe connect to other beings or channel their higher selves, or maybe channel light language. So it can be expressed in different ways. So what is your advice for those who maybe are not aware of which path to take, or maybe they already feel the connection, but they don't know how to express it and share it with others?
Yeah, this guy's remembering when you were talking, one of the first talks I was on your show around 2015, I called it Divinitize Your Energy. And I thought, are people going to understand that? That sounds so far out, but it's like, here we are. We're talking about divinitizing your energy. I would say find the energy expressions that you resonate with. That's another thing I found from working with probably thousands of people around the world. Each of you has a unique uh, connection with your spiritual energy and with your spiritual team. If it's plants and healing and things of that nature, pun intended, they're saying, that if it's in the natural world, holistic healing, you just pay attention to what interests you. There is a variety of modalities, and I highly recommend participating in whatever form, whether it's free online or whatever. I just say whatever works for you. But I know for me, the refresher course, I call it, of angel readings started the whole new trajectory of my higher timeline, because I was willing in 2007 to drive 3 hours in winter 2 ways to go to this class for 10 weeks without really wanting to talk about it to anybody I knew, because what in the world are you doing? But look, that things like that don't make sense even why you're doing it have connection to your soul purpose. And sometimes you don't get all those answers until you actually do it. So I wouldn't say don't think too much about it, deliberate. That's the logical left brain trying to talk you out of it, but really follow your your guidance. You have it, intuition, the joy feeling of what seems interesting and fun. There is a great emphasis on fun and lightness. Enlightenment does not feel heavy and like hard work. So if it feels even silly, or this is creative and I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing, that's great. I say go for it.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that, because many times we take spirituality, energy healing, or activating or sharing our gifts very seriously, and sometimes we remove the fun out of it. And at some points we will feel maybe overwhelmed because of that, because like the energy that we put into it is very, very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And helping the world has been a heavy thing too. Like your
right.
personal energy and what you enjoy and having fun with and losing track of time can ripple out exponential energy to the planet into the new earth grid of the heaven on earth energy. So it really is your personal joy and lightness that makes the greatest impact.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so also part of the journey as we walk, we follow our calling and guidance. Sometimes there are old issues that come to the surface for us to transmute and heal. And there can be like maybe traumas from this lifetime and also issues like unresolved issues from past lives. So how can we recognize what is happening? Because also many times we just feel stuck in the dense energy instead of becoming aware of what's going on.
I think it's really comforting to know like, we're talking a lot about this year as a 9 year. This is a year of completion. This is the time to be done with anything that hasn't served. And how that shows up, I think the number one thing I heard from the beginning of working with people and still ongoing is a sense of feeling blocked or stuck, right? So there's a hesitancy and it feels very real about working with your gifts in the world because prior lifetimes have included some forms of persecution for a lot of people. So I'm very sensitive, compassionate about that, but I'm very clear that this is the lifetime to integrate all of your experiences so that your soul comes into a sense of completion with what's happened in the past and that you can emerge on your trajectory and your soul's evolution with in divine design is how I'm hearing it. So the past lives do include energies that you haven't become complete with. And so if you feel like there's something you're supposed to be doing, that's part of the signs or symptoms I call it. It's like this nagging, like I'm supposed to be doing something. And it doesn't have a linear timeline. I don't care. I work with people starting born in the 1940s all the way through. This is a timeless soul energetic expression that you came here to express in the highest good way. And so, if you're hesitant or doubt yourself or don't have confidence, welcome to the club, right? Um, you find if you follow just one step and get yourself out there, just a little bit, or help one person. If you're guided to do some kind of healing or intuitive work, especially one person is like helping billions of people because the change you can make on the planet with the energy of that transformation is just immense.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. And maybe one more question is also along the path that we take, following our calling and sharing our gifts. Sometimes we can, because we are not in the beginning very attuned to the energetic connections. We feel like maybe we are alone, especially if others they don't support that path. But what kind of support is available to us when we follow our hearts and follow our guidance?
Yes, each person, each of you has a divine team. They're ascension allies. You didn't come into this on your own. You have divine spirit, you have source energy, of course, a direct connection with that. But I also call them ascension friends. There is the mineral kingdom, there are vibrational new color rays, all of the new chakra system, the 12 ascension chakra system has new colors that are absolutely supportive. The archangelic realm is associated. There's an archangel with each new chakra available to work with, as well as planetary and galactic connections. Like the stellar gateway has Archangel Metatron. So for me, what I do is I imagine way above my head source, connect with Archangel Metatron. I understand that the planetary location where spiritual retreat is called is the Arctic. And I know that the Palladian is the galactic connection. So I don't have to go to the Palladian galaxy constellation system, I can connect through my third eye is a fancy word for imagination, clairvoyance. So just know for each of you, you have these individual connections, and each chakra has these alliances, these allies of archangels, essential oils like frankincense and sandalwood, for instance. Each of the 12 ascension chakras has these associations, which I do share with people in personal sessions, what their specific connections are. And I thought I'd do a guided meditation today with the archangelic connection and the color rays for each of the new chakras for people. So that's very real
Yeah.
support.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for that. And do you feel it's the right time for the meditation?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say, don't
Thank
be
you.
driving. Listen to this later. And just take a breath. Take a breath right now. Close your eyes if you'd like. Take a breath in. I like to take a breath to 4, hold for a few seconds, and then breathe out. You can have your feet on the ground. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to imagine now, and I am working with my Lemurian seed crystal alongside the extra elevation energy, and we're going to imagine source energy. Just imagine, I don't get into too much, this foot or that foot, but just imagine right above your head, a white sphere of pure light with source energy. As we connect with that, and then we bring through white gold light right above your head from source directly into your stellar gateway chakra. And my intention here is to help activate your awareness, because once you're more aware of your personal vortex, yes, we can go to vortexes either in our third eye or location, but you are the vortex. So let's just imagine now the stellar gateway above your head with Archangel Metatron and the color gold. And I'm also going to intuitively, with the group, as well as for everyone on the replay, is connect with a word that can help to assist in moving out any denser energies and activating the higher energies within you. And that word is connection. Okay, so divine guidance, connection, an unwavering connection with your stellar gateway. We're going to move the Metatron and the gold, and we're going to go to the soul star chakra right below that with the magenta ray. You can do a meditation with pure magenta, and it's called a magenta flush, and just flush out any dense energy with that as well. Resonate with the color magenta. And that is Archangel Mariel. And as we connect with that, we are connected with cosmic wisdom. So in that soul star chakra, understand that everything you've ever gone through is now being transformed into wisdom, and you can access this deep knowing and this great wisdom to work with in this lifetime now. Okay, we're going to clear anything in the way of that. As we are going through with the white gold light, we are releasing and we're clearing and activating simultaneously. As we move to the causal chakra, we have Archangel Christiel, and we have a silvery white. And that's just above your crown chakra, above your head, slightly to the back. So we connect with that silvery white light, your own personal moon, connected to your own ebb and flow. They are saying it's important for all of you to recognize that you have your own circadian rhythm, you have your own ebb and flow, and that you are not under any kind of constraints in the linear timeline, and you can really reflect and embrace that time and non-linear time. As we move from the causal chakra, we go to the crown chakra with Archangel Jophiel and a crystal clear. Okay, Moonstone is also jumping in to assist. So you know, and the crown chakra, we have the energy of higher self right there with us, reminding me, you can say daily, higher self guide me. It can be automatic without any interference. We're going to clear anything in the way of that. As we move to the third eye, we have Archangel Raphael. And again, we have the crystal clear. We're working with the new color system of the 12 Ascension Chakra system. In our third eye, we have divine intuition. And they're also saying imagination, whatever is easier for you, because it's all light. You want to clear anything in the way of that as we move to the throat chakra. Okay. We have Archangel Michael and the royal blue ray, authentic communication. Reminding you whenever you speak from the heart, there is a harmlessness. And a lot of you are writers, and a lot of you may find if you want to write something out before you speak to someone, that could be some kind of way to kind of the word is neutrality, that you can speak with neutrality. The ascended throat chakra can speak with clear authenticity of your true self. Taking a breath there. So no more stifling. We don't have to yell and scream to be heard, and we don't have to stifle everything for fear of what people will think. So we're going to do nice royal blue, Archangel Michael clearing with that for you now. As we move into the heart chakra, that is the color white, and we have Archangel Shamuel. And that is going to clear away any disappointments and loss, feelings of loss. A lot of you have pets, loved ones, and they're all in spirit now. And you are able to communicate them. So we're going to lift up that veil of that knowing, of knowing your eternal connection, to allow more of that grief to ease and alchemize for all of you. As we move into the solar plexus chakra, we have Archangel Uriel and we have gold. This ascended solar plexus chakra is free from opinions and belief systems of attempts to control. You have a sense of true divine power and freedom within you, and that word is sovereign. There is a new chakra called the navel chakra. That is Archangel Gabriel, and that is a deep orange gold. That is your connection to your brotherhood and sisterhood of light. A lot of you have felt very separate. And so all of this personal vortex activation is really about unity consciousness and understanding your participation in the new earth and how important each and every one of you are. And as we move to the sacral chakra, we have Gabriel. We have Gabriel for those three chakras with the sacral. It's a pale pink, and that is true bliss and a sense of wonder and awe and endless joy and endless bliss, they're saying, and endless creativity, infinitely creative. You're each infinitely creative. There is no stop and go or ending. It's unending. And they're saying like a divine faucet. That's the word. It's like a faucet. You can turn it on and off. You don't have to be bombarded or overwhelmed, but know that that flow is there. It is yours. It is your divine birthright. As we move to the root chakra, we have platinum, and that is Gabriel as well. This is time to connect with true divine, grounded purpose, security, divine security. It's unlike any other form of false senses of security. They're saying a lot of you have felt dependent on false senses of security and felt let down, say at least. So we will activate this innate divine security, Archangel Gabriel, and shift and transform any of that energy that isn't serving you now. As we move into the Earth Star chakra, this is earth connections. This is right below your feet with sandalphon. It's black and white and turns to a shimmering silver as you recognize your global participation while remaining your own personal, independent, sovereign self. You're able to receive and experience and express your own personal joy, and while impacting with that connection below the feet, going into the new earth grid and affecting it in the highest good and the greatest way with ease and grace. And then we'll all that energy to the crystalline core of Mother Earth, where we feel nourished and supported. So that's all that white gold light and all those beams, and will surround us all with the brilliant golden white light, clearing anything in the way of any awareness with all of your divine guidance and connections. Thank you, God, and so it is. All right. Well, I'm sensing a lot of great as above, so below connections for people on the call and go into the replay. So thank you, Mansa.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anne. Yeah, everyone would love to hear your feedback. You can type it on the chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube. And yeah, I really love the energy and the meditation. For me, like in the end, the feeling that I had, it's more like sense of peace and flow, and also trust that there is support, that everything is becoming clearer and falling into place. So it was quite a beautiful
Thank you,
experience.
Martha. Each one is different and unique and is guided by the group. Right? Yes, there's a great sense of connectivity. You have a wonderful community, Monsef, and you can really feel the energy. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And so everyone, if you want to ask your questions, you can raise your hand by pressing react or reaction on Zoom, then raise hand. Also, you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube. And also, and I would love if you can tell us about your own Oracle deck that you will be using for the readings.
Yes, thank you. I created two. I have this one here, my Spiritual Enlightenment Oracle card deck. I'm going to pull cards. My intention is for any information or wisdom or activation for higher consciousness. My guides really help me put together decks that really aim at well-being. This is a toolkit for creating divine magic and miracles in your life. It's based off my artwork. I'm an intuitive artist, so my cards that I'll be using is my artwork. You're going to see some of my paintings in the background with my cards. And I also have a deck called Divine Self-Care and Spa Day Oracle. That's goddess guidance messages for personal serendipity and synchronicity. Again, flow. Great insight there, Mansa. Yes. That's the energy for today and ongoing is a sense of divine flow. So divine spa day, whatever card I pull for each of you will have its own kind of message within it, whether it's aimed at creative expression or spa day. Okay, so like Tina wrote, going through challenging experience. Okay, yes, that's Tina. So I can pull a card for Tina if somebody writes in. Will we do it that way, Monsef? Oh, I see the hands raised. So I see Tina's raised her hand.
Yeah, okay. Or maybe I can unmute her if it's better. Okay. So yeah, Tina, can you please unmute yourself?
Challenging.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi there. So yes, I see what you've written. Thank you. Thank you for being here and your question. So going through changing experiences that can have the brain come in to stop the changes. You know, there's only so much like stopping from hearing. I feel like there's a saying, what is meant for you will be. Your soul is very, a lot of inner strength. And they're saying you may even be stronger than you know. The deck I'm drawn to with you is my creative expression art. So there is something in the energy of, they're saying sometimes just to get out and do something, with your hands or walk on the earth. Your connection to the natural world is like being back in another realm. I sense a Syrian connection with you where you walk on the earth and earth is medicine for you. So things I say to people when I'm working psychically, you're either going to know what I'm talking about or it could be a new awareness. So just understand that it could be going for a walk in nature. It's about moving the energy. So I'm going to pull, because as you move the energy, Tina, it'll express and move out. And you can also send it directly to the central sun.
Can I say something? I have a big passion for collecting crystals and stones. And there's an area that I did for like 10 or 15 years. And then when my partner passed like 4 years ago, I've stopped doing it. But I just went and collected some of my beautiful, oh my God, I'm getting the full body chills, some beautiful ones that I have had in storage. And I feel like maybe that's part of my passion that I need to bring back.
It is. And I pulled for you clear and activate your chakras. If you look behind me, that painting right there, it's this one, just so you're going to double message here. But yes, this one is about, and it's called Timeless Love. So there's an honoring of your partner that passed, and knowing that there's that eternal connection there, and with you always. The crystal connection you have, and including working with the energy, it does include working with higher levels of energy. For instance, I have a whole chart that I work with the ascension chakras. The causal chakra gets activated by moonstone, for instance. The heart chakra, celestite. The crown chakra, clear quartz. So if you feel that this resonates with you, you could work intentionally with the crystals to help activate the higher chakra system and help and assist others with this as well. Okay. Yeah, they're showing me on the card that there's rainbow light that you work with. They're calling you rainbow medicine woman. You can do you work with crystals that you draw? Like, do you like the colors of them? Is that something you pay attention to?
I see things sometimes in them that other people don't do. I don't know really what I have, except that there's extreme connection. A lot of times I don't even know exactly what it is. I just touch it and it feels good.
Yeah.
Like I just know it. I
There's
haven't got to the point of knowing.
There's something with you with the colors, and they do correlate to along the lines of the chakras and the meridians. They do a lot of clearing and activating, where two or more that are gathered. They're part of your divine team. They're actual divine team members, like spirit guides. They're along those lines. You work very powerfully with them. They say where two or more gathered, you are creating a greater energy by working intentionally with them. They love to move that energy outward. So whatever intention you have, they do see you working very well with people, and you could pay attention to the color selection. There seems to be a connection with you in the angelic realm and in the archangelic color rays. Okay, so however
makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I just haven't got to that place yet, and yeah,
it's all there. It's all there. You've done this before, they're saying, and sometimes you know, the pause is okay for all of you. It's a greater message. Sometimes people feel like they're not on their path, that they're working on other things. That they say you're always working in your own energy, but when you want to apply it specifically and consciously, intentionally to have a certain kind of outcome, such as working with people, Tina, you're very well versed in this from many lifetimes, and you're a real powerhouse. So amplifying your energy with the crystals that you choose, you're going to be amazing at this. Dynamite, they're saying, just powerful.
I feel that, and I really think I needed to hear that, because
anything in the way of that.
Yeah, just the last weekend I had one of those knock-it, like probably one of my I would say worst, one of my biggest blessings of tears for almost 24 hours or more. But it opened up something in me that I've never felt before. So I'm so extremely grateful, and I'm full body chills right now, because I know that it's all opening up, and it's all been there. It's just I wasn't ready yet. So
it's all there. Yes, you're always emanating it. So a little extra conscious intention can just amplify it even more. But it's been running this whole time really beautifully.
Yeah, I had just mentioned to a friend the other day how amazing it was when I went on this property, that it's all on the same property too, but like I don't even know what I'm doing, but I was in this mud and dirt, and I pulled out a 5-gallon bucket of quartz, the brown crystal, this a quartz. I can't think of the name of them. But like that's all it was. There was nothing. Like, how can you just pick all the same? Because I felt it. I just knew it was there. And in that land, I've heard things talk to me in the past. I think I've been there. I also sometimes wonder if I didn't put things there for me to find later.
Yeah,
there's really a connection there. So I have to focus more on that. And thank you for telling me about still communicating, because a friend told me the other day I needed to let my partner go, and I said I don't, that he hasn't gone into the light. And I'm like, he most certainly has, and we communicate all the time, and he's in the light. So thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely, you are. And that crystal connection and your connection with him, he's still with you like he likes to, you know, be your spirit guide because he feels like you've been together in many lifetimes, including in Golden Atlantis. So this will be very second nature to you to
Yes, 100%. Thank you.
share the wisdom.
Thank you so much. Yes. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Tina. That's love. And thank you very much, Anne, for the guidance. A question on YouTube. First, a feedback from Sensei about the meditation. That was beautiful. Deepest gratitude. And their question is, my joy is empowering our beautiful children to find and trust their inner power. But I'm unsure of in what capacity. Thank you for the guidance.
Okay, and who is that?
Sensei, Sensai.
Got it. Okay, so how to help the children. Yeah, meditation. I don't know where you live, but the question is how to help the children with keep their spiritual connection. Is that what Sensei is saying about keep the spiritual connection with the children? How to help the children?
To trust their inner power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, they're showing me the crystal, the star, the rainbow. I sent some indigo scout with you. So, I mean, there's different ways. Let me pull a card on this. I do get let me see which one here. Well, I'm pulling my oracle card, Play with the Dolphin. Call in dolphin, animal totem to assist in bringing more play, lightness of being, and connection to divine magic in your life. Yeah, the new children, they're saying, are able to maintain their sense of play and lightness. And I don't know if this person, Sensei, was going into teaching or forming some kinds of youth groups or something like that. I don't know what your connection to creativity is, but through creative expression, see, there were messages for children for a long time that creativity was not important. I know for myself, I was born in '64. Creativity was not something to stand out with. It would be something that could even be a waste of your time, you know, in certain circles, is to really downplay and repress even creativity. So you have some connection to facilitating creative play with imagination as a form of energy work and healing. Does that make sense? Like art and intuition. So the things I say, I don't know if the person knows what I'm talking about or it could be coming up for them. I don't care if it's a week, a month, a year. I stay out of timelines, but I sense that the way that the new children are really going to remain in their spiritual essence and knowing is through creativity and really understanding the importance of that. Like they said, they keep showing me back throughout this timeline. For many of us, throughout different decades, it's been suppressed, and creativity was not considered important. You had to study, sit in school, learn what they wanted you to learn, and there's a whole new curriculum, and creativity is at the top of the list. So I hope that's helpful, and that's dolphin energy coming in to assist with this.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much, Anne. And Sensei, we'd love to hear your feedback. You can type it on the chat. And let's see. Deborah, can you please unmute yourself?
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Such a delight. Oh my goodness. And I've caught you on a few other shows. I really, really regard you highly. This is awesome. I would like to understand more about my galactic heritages. I've heard there's a few of them. And I feel like I'm just on a really strong learning curve, even in the last 8 to 10 months in exploring so much more. And I'm so eager to to know how to follow my purpose now
Mm.
more fully.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you.
And if there's time, I have a second question. Have my husband and I been
Sorry,
okay, go
sorry,
ahead.
Deborah, because we have many who want to ask that question.
Good.
So
One
maybe
is
only
great.
one per person. Okay,
Thank you so much, Marcel.
Deborah, in several lifetimes. Well, I didn't pull this card. This card just appeared in my art deck. Actually, I'd like looked down, like, oh, what's Hummingbird doing there? And like, that's for Deborah. So just the first card I'm pulling for you is Hummingbird. That is about love and connection and timeless connections and eternal connections and having a strong bond in this world and in other timelines that you've been together. Bird totems are spiritual messengers. Hummingbird messages about joy, love, and lightness. Connect with that, and you can feel it now. What you feel, you attract. When we started talking, the galactic connection that came in, I did get a sense of Palladian. And when we work with different systems and spend some time there, doesn't necessarily mean the one and only. You can have like connections with a few of them, but the Palladian connection is this benevolence, this compassion. I don't know, like things I say, you either know what I'm talking about or could be a no encouragement or some prophecy, what's coming up for you. But you have a way of communicating, Deborah, that is really heartfelt and has energy healing transmissions. So, and I don't know if you've been guided to work. I always say check with your practitioner. Sound has different effects on people, but some singing bowls and things like that, I see you attuned to sound. So I don't know if you've resonated with sound medicine or hertz and frequency. But this hummingbird too shows you have a very light vibration. So everything that you feel connected with and drawn to, I'm checking into crystal singing bowls and Tibetan, and the lighter, the better for you. Really light tones. Does that make sense? Have you listened to any?
I'm so drawn to them. I don't have them. Yes, I'm very drawn.
Listen to them online. Yeah, the 444 frequency. Some YouTube. I'm just saying, like I said earlier, like there's a way of connecting with what it is you're guided to. And sometimes they told me, I don't do prediction readings, but I do see potentials and pathways where when you're on that higher timeline pathway and working with your vibrational frequency in particular, that's when the synchronicities and flow start to happen. I also looked over at my art deck and I saw expect miracles for you. You have a connection with the Ascended Master and Archangelic realms, which include the Archangels and Ascended Masters, a blend. Kuan Yin is with you in particular. I'm getting working. You have what I call noble compassion. There's an energy that's been called pity and sympathy that people misunderstand empathy. You're a high empath, Deborah. You have a compassionate transmission frequency. So when you're with people, you don't go down in energy in terms of pity or sympathy. You hold them in the highest regard of their greatness, whether they see it or not. And that's how you uplift and elevate people. Does that make sense for you? Like you could leave a grocery store and you might hear the cashier behind you a little peppier because there's something in your energy that is transformative, and you alchemize. And you do this by not taking on the energy like an empath would. Kuan Yin, I feel like, is a master of compassion, and it is an actual frequency, healing transmission. And the Palladians work and talk about this as well. So.
Okay, definite Palladian connection. That one I've known for a few years now. The Kuan Yin I didn't know, but I'm just, because I'm new, but so much the compassion and so energized by speaking the brightness and the lightness to people, even total strangers. Yeah.
Yes, everywhere. So we call it the unofficial or official, whatever you choose to do with it. For me, like I said, I wanted that angel reader certification to put it on a plaque and go out and do it, but recognizably. But however you do this, you're doing it, and it's making a big difference. And bless you in your work. Thank you.
So I'm so encouraged, Anne. Thank you. Really, really good. Thank you, Monsef.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Deborah. Much love. And yeah, thank you very much, Anne, for the guidance. Let's see. Linda, can you please unmute yourself? Yeah, you are already.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Hi, Linda.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. I see your feet were tingling during the meditation.
Yes,
Terrific.
absolutely. Yes.
Hey, well, and are you familiar with the ascension chakras and the Earth Star chakra? Because that is moving into, so you walk
Yes.
the work, this thing, the work is your walk.
Well, I love gardening and I grow vegetables and fruits and things like that. So it gives me so much joy.
And when you're walking on the earth, you're emitting, again, you're all like getting this transmission. There's no coincidence this group is gathered. We're two or more than all of us together in community here. Energy transmissions through your feet, activating the new grid system for the Mother Earth. So you look like you're gardening. Meanwhile, in the energy systems, you're lighting up the planet. So that is phenomenal. I can pull a card for you from either of my
Please.
decks, see which
Please.
one. And the art one. Oh, I love this one for you. Okay. We are already enlightened. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see this. Let me see that. Okay. I can't see that. Okay. We're already enlightened. So that's from, yeah, there it is. Okay. This is called Sunrise. So
now, show it again. I made you bigger. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Okay.
Did you know that the angelic realm communicates through the floral realm?
No, I don't think I knew that.
Okay. It does. And this card, We're Already Enlightened, does show your heaven on earth connection. While you're working on the earth, you're also working with the celestial realm at the same time. So whether it's, oh, there you go. Yes. So
these are my flowers that I picked the other day.
Oh, see, like the earlier message about crystals calling out your flowers, like with Tina, the crystals were calling her the flowers. So no, that's very intentional and specific. If you get drawn or guided, oh, that flower would be great for my desk today. That is a communication and an amplification of spiritual energy. Remember, the key word here is like ascension allies. They are working with you, whether you hear specific messages or feel or sense the energy, you're elevating. And then when you do, your personal energy field amplifies the energy in the collective, because that's what we're really doing here. People want to know their purpose. I know I did so much. And what am I doing? We are elevating our energy, each of us, in our own unique way that feels right for us. And it's so sublime, isn't it? It's so, you're out gardening and you're lighting up the planet at the same time as the energy from your heart and upper chakras moves from source down through your feet, through your Earth Star chakra, into the crystalline core of the earth, and radiates and ripples out to the new earth grid. And we are on time, it's divine time. We said we would do this in between lifetimes. Since 2010 specifically, I've been guided to work with what Dolores Cannon wrote a book about called the 3 Waves of Volunteers. So each of us have come in equipped with our own way of doing that, and collectively we are elevating the entire consciousness of this planet for the first time in the history of the earth herself, in ways that are really manifesting now. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You have a connection with the flower realms. If you want to do messages with them too, or ask them, what would you like to
Absolutely.
tell them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Well, the flowers are talking, they are talking to you. White rose, I have my art card here also, white rose. White rose you may be drawn to at different points. It's a great cleansing and clear. It does like feng shui and energy in your rooms. White rose is a clearing and purifying and likes to work with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Thank you, Linda. Much love. And also thank you, Anne, for the guidance. We have a feedback from Sensei on YouTube about your reading. Yes, I have a strong intuition that the current system dismisses creativity with children to express their individuality. I do have a knowing this will come into my timeline with divine guidance.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sensei. And before continuing with the questions, I would love to let our audience, for those who would like to work with you privately, that Anne is offering 30 minutes one-on-one private session, which is Ascension Chakra Activation Reading. And you can find it on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Anne, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Anne, ANNE. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link is also on YouTube video description and the chat boxes, and I will put it on the chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube. And Anne, would you like to share about this session?
Yes, thank you, Monza. Because I'm offering a 30-minute Ascension Chakra intuitive reading. I'm going to scan with my divine team and divine energy. I work with them simultaneously. As we scan through, I'm going to look to see any of the chakras that have messages that are relevant and important for you now, for integration, to come to completion, to offer insight, wisdom, guidance about what you're going. The main thing I like to help people with in these sessions is psychically connect with your divine team of guides and angels, let you know who you're working with and what specific intuitive and healing gifts that you have. And like I said, you either work with them officially with a name and a plaque or a badge or something, or unofficial, what your unique soul expression and signature energy is that you really want to tune into for your higher timeline. And even what that looks like. I do have visionary abilities to look, like I said, they're not predictive per se, but I can see into the future at times and see what would help bridge and assist with this, where you're moving toward, what's possible for you and what's really resonating in your energy to open up. So we do all that in 30 minutes, and we'll be scanning all those chakras and activating them at the same time.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Anne, for offering the session and being available to our audience. And yeah, so again, everyone, I highly recommend working with Anne, and you can sign up for the session on the link that I put on the chat boxes. And also it's on YouTube video description, or you can click on the special offer button. Or you can directly go to the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Anne, ANNE. All right, can we continue with the questions?
Yeah, let's see what Tina wrote. Thank you for writing in, everybody. There's Linda. Thank you. Great
And,
chat.
Annette, she wrote, I've been doing the inner work for forgiveness of self. So why do feelings of guilt from bad choices in my youth keep coming up?
Okay, Annette, I'm going to pull a card for you. Anything coming up is releasing. What I like to do is expedite this. I like to understand frequency is everything, and everything is on a frequency. One of the easier things to think about this is there's an AM radio and an FM radio. We know that AM radio tends to have a little more static. You're my cat. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, the cat's okay. I have a senior cat, so he's just making sure he's okay. He's okay. You know, and keeping an eye on him, he's okay, but animals are messengers. My cat is having a little moment here. He's such a beautiful messenger. My cat's a Buddha. He's okay. I can see him. He's okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know, there's energy that we've been repressing and holding back, and it's time to release. And the way that we can facilitate and expedite this is to send it to the central sun. we have everything on divine frequency. We have joy and love and appreciation. We know we know about these in our logical awareness, but anything that is not that is a human emotion, and we came here to experience that as well, but not to hold on to those emotions. So if these are coming up from your childhood, Annette, and we've got whatever emotion is prompted from those thoughts and feelings, those are things that have been dormant up until now. Now that you're sensing them, I say, and get all the help and whoever you feel guided to speak to about this. I don't take these things lightly. If there's a professional for you to talk with about it, personally, I like to send things to the central sun. I know, send up and away any thought form, energy, entity, any of that, anything that is not serving, send it to the central sun, bind to the central sun, never to return. I learned that from another spiritual teacher that I highly regard, and he said that I permission to share it. So bind up and away anything not serving, and then just get any kind of assistance that you need, because these are big feelings that we've had, and oftentimes from several incarnations of bottling up this and coming back to really resolve this in this lifetime. I want to pull a card for you too. And I pulled universal energy. And that universal energy is available anywhere. It is life force consciousness, and we can work with it to manifest and create new realities. That's what you're doing right now. You're creating a new timeline, a new energy for yourself, and any of the older, denser energies are coming up to go into the light, go into the creator's light, into source energy, and be transformed so that you can feel the essence of your true, sovereign, authentic self, and not the emotions that have been hanging around, the highs and lows. That's not who you really are. So I hope this was helpful.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much, Anne. And Annette, thank you for your question. We would love to hear your feedback. You can type it on the chat. And Vivi, can you please unmute yourself? Annette, she wrote, thank you so much.
Hello?
Hi,
Hello?
Hello,
Vivi.
Vivi.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. I was at a doctor's visit, so I came late to listen to the
Hi,
program
Vivica.
later. My gosh, so good. Anne, hi, Mom says, hi, Anne. Anne is amazing. Yeah, so wonderful to hear you, see you. I appreciate our reading. It's been one coming, and thank you. I am wondering if you can help also with who I'm communicating with, my galactic family at this time. I don't know that I hear. I pick up messages and like one word, believe, faith, right, just things like that periodically, but I'm not quite sure how better to communicate or hear what's meant for me.
Yeah, so there's collectives that here each of you have, including you, Vivica, and you have the individuals. I pulled my card, you have cosmic consciousness for you. Painting is called Star. You've chosen this card as a reminder that you're connected to the universe and all that is. There are many dimensions in the universe, and the gateway or portal to divine wisdom and cosmic consciousness is through the heart. Cosmic consciousness can be realized through meditation. Create the vision of, contemplate your connection to all that is and feel expanded and free. So your cosmic connection, source energy, you have direct connection to source energy. So if you just, let's bring in more of awareness, an increased amount of awareness of your direct connection to source. Alongside that, like we said, we do have the collective and the individuals. I have Metatron here with you that you can work with. If you have a picture of a Metatron's cube, for instance, Metatron has a cube, a sacred geometry. You like things to make sense, they're saying. So if you can sensibly and logically get a picture of Metatron's cube and imagine above your head and Metatron helping you bring that Metatron's cube. It's about implementing more sacred geometry into your field, because this will help activate more and more of your divine blueprint. Some people really resonate with sound frequencies. For you, if you would choose to work with Metatron and Metatron's cube, you could understand intellectually and intuitively that you do have these higher level connections. Again, I pulled the cosmic consciousness card for you with source and all that is. And if you meditate from that place of working with Metatron and Metatron's cube, and then begin to envision your life the way that you would choose to, whatever you would choose to experience, you are opening up more and more pathways. Again, I feel like the theme of this call has been where two or more are gathered with each of us. So we'll clear anything in the way that, Vivian, your power to connect with your divine source, direct connect, Metatron, and then the collective of council of angels and archangels, and really whoever you choose to connect with, you can. There's no higher up or whatever, just whatever you're resonating with, whoever you choose to work with, they're very accessible and love working with you. So we'll clear anything in the way of that. And thank you, Vivica.
Thank you. And I've been incorporating more Metatron recently. So that's
nice.
That's great.
Oh, great to hear.
Always confirming with you. Thank you so much. Bless you both.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Vivi. Much love. And thank you, Anne, for the guidance. We have a question from Joshua. Aloha, can you pull a card for me, please? Open towards the highest wisdom and information my team and yours has to share. Thank you.
Okay, Joshua. We see here. Interesting. So I have Serenity, which is also the painting behind me over there. So if those of you who've gotten the card that I have the painting, there's an amplification of serenity. You've chosen this reminder. This is be still and connect with source is the message on the card. Joshua, you've chosen this card as a reminder that God, the creator, the source of all life, is within you. To reach clarity of mind and divine illumination, you can meditate and connect with this power. So this is about, getting for you with this card, it's about dialogue. You know, there's passive meditations they're saying, and then there's active meditation. You are one that can dialogue. So you can meditate and receive that, stillness, that peacefulness, and hear the wisdom. But there's something about you writing down your questions and then asking. I don't know if you channel or consider yourself an oracle, but you could open up, and what I do is I say a prayer. I call on my higher divine self, and I call on God, and I call on archangels and masters. Like I say a prayer before the call, and so I know who I'm connecting with. But you connect with that, and you could ask a question like, what is my next perfect step for the day, or what is ideal for me to know today? And then something about writing down, like asking your questions and then receiving. So there's something about dialogue. You're here to have communication and be in conversation with God and company. So you've had lifetimes where you have absolutely listened, and it's been more about silence. You don't have any contracts with silence, so you're really here to speak and be heard, and you are an authentic expression of divine communication and divine energy when you do. So I hope this is helpful, especially your wisdom, here to communicate that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Anne. And thank you, Joshua, for the question. Let's see. Haley, can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi, Anne and Monsef.
Hi, Haley.
Thanks for being here, Anne. It's really nice to be here with you. I've been feeling confused, I would say, lately about several different aspects of my life, and I was just hoping you could do a reading for some clarity.
I don't usually do this, Haley, but I pulled two cards here, and they're like great messages. Ground your energy and connect to the light. I've never pulled these cards in combination with each other, and it feels like a perfect message for you. So when the confusion's starting in, that's a lot of thought forms. And like a lot of us have these great logical left brains. We're here to really listen to ourselves about that. There's a participation about our human experience that is important, but you're also divine. So we have the left brain logical, we have the right brain creative. What I see for you is moving through the left brain turmoil, really, and really engaging more authentically with your creative and intuitive self, where there's less hesitation, more listening to your intuition and being able to follow it. So a good way for you to do that, consistently moving forward. And again, things I say to people, they're like, oh, I'm already doing that. Then that's a confirmation. If you're not doing it as much as I'm really getting with these cards, then you could implement it into more of your day as a can and get to, not need to, have to, or should. They're very clear about that. But the grounding your energy, like we did with the meditation, sometimes very easily early in the day, imagine source above your head, beam whatever color of ray of light you really are resonating with, and beam that through along with white gold light. And you don't even have to know, like I said, Yogananda didn't say I had to memorize every chakra. Bring them through your field. Know that there's a crystalline core of the earth, and get anchored with that flow of light. So connecting with the light and grounding in, and then staying open, because you do receive messages intuitively. I feel like you miss them because they're saying some kinds of busyness can create unconsciousness. Just be aware of that. If you overschedule yourself in any way for thing, or there's too much going on, then it really does kind of block the information that is attempting to get through. But being more on the flow of your intuition, which doesn't have a real agenda of everything you need to do in the next year, but opening up to what you're guided and what the energy flow is really feeling aligned with you. And so it's a lot more fun and light than how most people go through their day. So we'll clear anything in the way of that awareness. Thank you, God. And so it is. Ground your energy and connect to the light. So thank you, Haley.
Thanks so much. That really resonates.
Good.
Thank you, Haley. And also thank you, Anne, for the guidance. So we have a question. We have Pamela raising her hand. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Hi, Anne. Hi, Mansa. Thank you so much for being here. I'm
Hi,
so glad.
Pamela.
I got on late, so I missed the meditation, but I'll definitely be listening to the replay.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you be able to pull a card for me? Just, whatever wisdom wants to come through.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you, Pamela. And from my deck, it's Divine Self-Care and Spa Day. So there's an element of air, water, earth, and fire with you. Again, things I say, you may know what I'm talking about, or could become new awarenesses, but you really work very powerfully with a medicine woman energy of understanding the power of the elements. Anything you want to intend and manifest, you can put that idea in a glass of water. I know it sounds funny, but the Pleiadians taught me this. Like, you can think of something like you would like to create, imagine it in your third eye, and place it with your imagination into the water. And then when you drink the water, it recalibrates all your cells to vibrate at a frequency of manifestation. So there's a way of you working with the elements that's coming in first. I also pulled my card from Divine Self-Care and Spa Day deck, Allow and Receive. You have chalice energy, which means you are a great receiver. You're anchoring the divine feminine. The card says you can intend and allow and receive your highest good and release all that is not, to align with the divine flow and divine order. So you have a really open, free-spirited energy. Right? I don't feel a lot of energy in the way of blocking your intuitive gifts is how it's coming through. So if you are working with your intuitive gifts, again, there's a little bit of a synchronicity on the call. We're working more with your intuitive gifts, discovering more of what they are. Pay attention to what you're feeling, seeing, sensing, knowing. That I got the element Palladian exercise for you with your imagination that says a third eye power. So working with clairvoyance, working with vision, working to see whatever it is you would choose to create. Christ consciousness on the planet is a way of being in the world that is highly complementary of everyone's highest good and your own. And then the creator consciousness is really the highest consciousness on the planet. And that's really allowing yourself to co-create with spirit and have a partnership and an ownership of your reality. And this is something that in prior lifetimes you've struggled with. I feel like you've been part of like church systems specifically, that have really frowned on that, but you have a spirit that's really alive and vibrant and ready to create from a sense of wonder and awe, and you can be very powerful with this. So thank you, Pamela.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pamela. Much love, and also thank you, Anne, for the guidance. And yeah, so thank you very much for the support that you brought and shared with our audience. So thank you for that. Thank you for the information, the insights you shared with us today. It was really inspiring, and also for being available to work one-on-one with those who feel guided to do that. So thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Moncef. Thank you, everyone. So much fun and an honor.
Yeah, beautiful. And yeah, so also everyone, thank you very much for being here with us today, whether on the live call or the replay. Thank you for sharing your energies, sharing with us this time and space, for the comments, for the questions. Hayley, Sherrod, thank you so much, Anne. And yeah, so again, I really invite you to sign up for the one-on-one session that Anne is offering to us, and the link is on the chat on Zoom and YouTube. And also you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page or the replay page, and also the link on YouTube video description. Or you can go directly to yourdivineuniqueness.com/Anne, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Anne, ANNE. And it is a 30-minute one-on-one Ascension Chakra activation reading. It's a private session. So, and yeah, so with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Blessings.